Hello, today in this video I'm going to show you how to dig and install an exterior sump pump basin. So the reason why I'm building this sump basin is to help with the excess water that builds on my property during the springtime when we have our spring rains. It usually rains for about 2 weeks straight, and the water accumulates to be about 6 inches deep throughout this side of my yard. It's a bit of a low point, so it's a great place for me to put in a sump basin. In the center of my yard there, I have my septic field installed, and that's another reason why I want to install this sump basin, is I get a lot of groundwater collecting in that area, and I want to prevent any excess water from possibly forcing a flow back in the future. I also need to deal with this water because when it sits here for 2 to 3 weeks on end, my trees start to get affected by it and my vegetable garden stays very muddy. So I need to dig a sump basin, install this pipe, and hook up a sump pump into the bottom of the pipe so that I can deal with the water and I can pump it to the location where I need it. So this water will be collected in rain barrels, and once I've reached my limit of my water capacity, the excess water will be pumped out to a ditch on the front of my property. You can check out my other videos on collecting groundwater and rainwater and how I use it for watering trees and my garden. So the very first step of this project is to get a pipe like this one here. It's about 7 feet long and it has a diameter of about 16-17 inches. So where do you get a pipe like that? Well, there's a pipe supply shop near my place, and I gave them a call and they have a scrapyard section. So I was able to pick up this pipe for free. Alright, so we're not off to a good start. It took me 20 minutes to find my shovel. So I realized there are probably easier ways to do this, like getting a mini backhoe or something to come in and dig a hole. But I'm on a tight budget here, so I'm going to see how much of it I can do myself. So the first step is to remove the green top. I've made a circle about 2 feet in diameter and remove the green top, and I expose the topsoil underneath. So not only have I hit clay, it's sticking to the shovel and it doesn't come off very easily. So I had to get a stick, and every time I make a shovel I've got to remove the clay like that. It's a little wet, but I honestly expected to be seeing water by this point, and it's a good sign that I'm not. Alright, the pile is getting bigger and the hole is getting deeper, and surprisingly no water, and it's getting there. It's here, 4 feet maybe, and it's surprisingly still pretty soft. It's just a matter of sticking the shovel in, and I put it in there and then just dig right into it, and then to get it up I just pull the shovel backwards, and there you go. Still have to scrape it off every time with the stick, but yeah, not too bad. So the shovel isn't working anymore. It's taking way too much time, so I'm trying to find a quicker method to get some of the dirt and mud out of the hole. So I put together this rig here. It's 1/2 inch square tubing, and it fits into a larger piece of metal. And so basically what I'll be doing with this is not dropping my phone. Just put that into the hole, turn it sideways, use the shovel to put dirt on top of it, then lift it out and clean it off and put it back in again. And then I'll be able to use the shovel, and I can sort of stand on the shovel to try to break through some of the harder material that I'm coming across right now. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Another quick update. The sun is almost set. It's really cooling off here now, and got down maybe I don't know, 4.5, 5 feet. So no water, just still sticky. It's getting very difficult now to work the shovel just because of the angle of the shovel, so I'm going to find another tool to break it up. The elevator is working great though. I've been using that. So I want to give you an idea of how deep this is. I'm going to stand on the elevator because I've been doing a pretty good job of keeping my boots clean and keeping the mud over there. So I'm just over 6 feet, so maybe another foot to go to make it 6 feet, and then we'll be all set. So I was about to stop and noticed that there's a lot of water building, so I kept on going. I've only been at it for about 2.5 hours, so it's all in all I thought it would be a full day's work, so I figured I'd plug away a little bit more. So what I'm doing now to help chip away the hard stuff is I have one of these little poles here, and I flatten the end of it with the sledgehammer, and just to give it a bit of a blade, and then I drop that in the hole, and I'm just plugging away at it with this, and then when I hit a hard spot I just take the sledgehammer, give it a hit like so, really hard. It breaks away the spot down into the hole, and then I'm able to put it on one side, drop the elevator down, and then push the mud back onto the elevator and pull it out. So it's a very slow process now, just for equivalent to one shovel full. Alright, I'm done. Just way too tired to continue. Got down a couple more inches, so it's just below the entire depth of the shovel. Alright, so it took about a half an hour, but I managed to drill in a ton of holes. These holes, of course, will allow the water to flow into the well. Besides collecting water that's in the ground, I want to grab some surface water as well. So I've created these two French drains on each side of the basin, and these will allow the flow of water that's collecting on the ground to go into the sump basin, where I can deal with it with the pump. Right, there we go, one hole cut. It's a snug fit, but what I plan on doing is putting a cut right here in the weeping tile and squeezing it together, and then just push it in through and pull it through. At that point though, the pipe will already be in the ground, be really salt. Right, the holes are cut for the French drain. It's lined up correctly, and now I can start fill. So that's how it's going to look. Alright, so making some good progress here with the crushed stone. Almost up to the top, but it's now the time to put in the drains. So I got this one put in. This one here, I've made a split in it, and then I'll crunch it together like that, and then feed it through, and I should get it through to just past here. And then when it's done, it'll look like that. So this part of the project is complete. I've got the crushed gravel put around the outside of the sump basin. Have a look inside. So what I'll be doing with the outside is probably putting some decorative bricks along here, and then when the rain falls and the water starts to accumulate, it'll just seep down through the rocks. So that's why the crushed gravel is right tight to the surface there. I'm also thinking about putting a manual water pump on top, like an old-fashioned one, so that if I need water quickly for some trees over here, I can just I can do that as well. And also for decoration. The pump is kind of located out of the way. It's behind a bunch of stuff, so it's not really going to be an eyesore really noticed, but still it's a nice little project, and it's an easy way to get water when I need it, and also to get rid of water in June for when the June rains start. So the next step for me now is to put my sump pump together, and for the time being I'm just going to have it come up over the top and then have a line running the water away. So it just occurred to me that I didn't have my check valve put into place. It's this one right here. So I'll just cut a spot in the main line up, that about right here, over the top of the pump. Put that in, and then I'll deal with the other end after. Quite a lot of groundwater seeped into the sump basin overnight, so this is a good opportunity for me to test it out. So I'll plug it in and we'll see what happens. What's going on down there? There we go. Kick back in. See the pump? The pump is pushing water right through there. So this concludes my video on building an exterior sump basin. Please check out my other videos where I set up my water tanks for my water collection system. I'm still in the process of building this system where the exterior sump pump water, the water from my eave, and the water from my sump pump will all be collected together in one centralized system, and then an irrigation system will be set up so that water can be distributed to trees or to grass or wherever it needs to go. Okay, thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in another video soon. And if you like this, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.